Hey there, welcome back to the channel. It's Aja McClanahan with Principles of Increase, where I help you discover and explore ways to increase in different areas of your life. And today I'm going to talk about something that I think could apply to almost everyone. And it's this idea of what to do if you feel like you're behind in life, especially financially, or if you feel like you're starting over or you need to bounce back. There are so many different ways that we can phrase this, but suffice to say, you're in a situation where you feel like I should be so much further along now. And in my case, I can definitely identify with this because I've mentioned this many times before that a few years ago, I went through basically a life-shattering divorce and decided to pretty much walk away all that would have been due to me in the process because I just wanted to be free from a bad situation. And so I can say that throughout this whole ordeal, that just a few years after divorce, I'm about 3 years post-divorce, I have been able to make a lot of progress. And some of that progress includes definitely just healing emotionally and mentally and spiritually, but also like getting my money situation together. I've been able to purchase 2 properties with another under contract, and I'm very close to a 4th property. And this is while, again, starting over, having full 100% custody of my kids. So basically operating 100% as a single mom, taking care of an elderly parent, and just having to like navigate through like a new, different life. And I'm here as a witness, as a testimony to let you know that it is doable, it's possible, and it's something you too can achieve. So before I jump into a list of things that I believe are going to help you with your financial bounce back process, I want you to take a quick moment to listen to a quick message from one of our sponsors. Thank you again for tuning in and watching my videos. I truly appreciate your support. As a token of my appreciation, I want to tell you about this exciting new guide called The Design Life that I created just for dreamers and doers like you. Are you ready to take a bold step toward the life you've always dreamed of? Whether it's starting that business, moving abroad, launching a ministry, or simply pursuing what brings you true joy, I have created something just for you. It's called The Designed Life, a free guide to help you gain the clarity and direction you need to create a customized vision for your life. Inside, you'll find powerful step-by-step prompts like the self-audit and talent inventory to help you identify your unique gifts and experiences. You'll also learn how to ground your vision in faith by selecting life scriptures that align with God's promises, setting a firm foundation for your goals. Plus, the A Day in Your Dream Life section will guide you through the emotions and details of living that vision, empowering you to see and believe what's possible through God's power and with His help. This isn't just a guide, it's a blueprint to create a multi-generational legacy of purpose, fulfillment, and making the world a better place. Don't wait, download your free copy today by screenshotting the QR code on your screen or clicking the link in the description below. It's time to step into the life you've been called to live, and I know the Design Life Guide will help. Happy designing! All right, so now that that's out of the way, let's get going. So the first thing I want you to do, and stay with me now, is I need you to write the vision for your life. It sounds abstract, it sounds hokey, it sounds like maybe you don't even need to do, but I'm here to tell you that as someone who has always done like vision boards and goal setting activities, this totally works. And it's going to change your perspective and really change your life. If you need help with this activity, I have created a free guide called The Designed Life that can pull all this together for you. There are tons of different prompts, from like choosing your life scriptures to detailing what it looks like a day in your ideal life, to even creating like a summary of what would be like your end of life biopic. And so it's a really fun activity, but it's designed to give you like a firm foundation to kind of put like feet to your faith and give you like, so it's a way to help you just anchor your plans, your bounce back plans, and a reality that you've already conceived in the eternal realm. Now, I know that sounds, again, like really ethereal and nebulous and like, what is she saying? But trust me, just download the guide and it's going to be helpful. So the next thing I want you to do is I want you to get a plan. I want you to get a financial plan. I like Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover, and go ahead and follow that plan either to the T or with some tweaks based on your personal financial situation. But ultimately, the goal is to become financially independent. And in the interim, you're going to focus on paying down debt, increasing your asset base, and ultimately, we're after a higher net worth, which should enable you to reach a certain level of financial independence. I'll go ahead and put a link to the Total Money Makeover book, which you can get on Amazon or check out at your local library. All right, so now that you have your plan, the next thing I want you to do is track your progress towards that plan. So for those of you who are paying down debt, or you're trying to increase your asset base, maybe buy more real estate, invest more in stocks, you want to be able to say from month to month, quarter to quarter, or even year to year, am I making progress towards my plan? I like an app called Empower. It used to be called Personal Capital. And basically what Empower does is it helps kind of like aggregate all your personal financial details in a safe way so that you can see what progress you're making towards things like debt repayment, increasing your asset base, and also increasing your overall net worth. You even get these neat emails every month that say, oh, your net worth has increased or decreased. It also can tell you if you spent more this month or less this month. So it's a way to just track how things are going on a daily, monthly, quarterly, yearly basis. So that way you can stay on track with your goals. I'll go ahead and put a link down there to Empower, and it's free. That's the nice thing about this. You'll get like dashboard visuals on what's happening to your financial state pretty much in real time, and you don't even pay anything for it. It's totally free. So check out that link below. The next thing I want you to do is get an estate plan. Now, that may sound really daunting to some of you, but as a financial writer, I actually had to cover a piece about DIY estate planning. Though it's not ideal, you really do want to engage a lawyer, get your trust in place and all that. If you're just not able to do that, I don't want you to put it off and not do it. I want you to find an alternative until you have money where you can actually do it. So what you can do is download a template of a will that is applicable to the state where you reside in. You can go to freewill.com, or you can download a template that might be a few bucks. And then once you fill it out according to your preferences, you're going to need to get that will notarized. And in some states, you have to have witnesses. I use a website called proof.com, and if it's not called that, I'll update that like in a text bubble or something. But the last time I checked, it was called proof.com, or you can go in Google, put in online notary services, and some of them will also provide those witnesses at an extra charge. All in all, I think I was able to get my will template notarized for maybe we're talking 20 or 30 bucks. Then you can save that, let your beneficiaries know where you're storing that, either a paper version or upload it to a Google Drive in the cloud. And bada bing, bada bang, you have your estate planning done. Also, I would suggest that you have life insurance in place. Get a simple term life policy. We're not dealing with anything complicated like whole life or universal life. Get a term life policy, and you should be able to ask whoever insures you for like your auto or your homeowner's insurance. They should be able to add that on, and maybe even provide a discount if you decide to bundle it. So if that's all the estate planning you can do for now, I think it's good enough until you have money to do something a little more elaborate. The next thing I want you to do is to make sure that you have a good health care plan in place, or health insurance. For those of you that have a job and you have like an employer sponsored plan, you all are set. For those of you who are into like the entrepreneur / freelancer consultant life, you are going to need something that's going to be reasonable and also help you avoid racking up tons of medical debt. I personally use Medical Sharing Ministries, which is huge in like the personal blogger or the personal finance blogger, writer, freelancer community. And I've heard a lot of good things from other people. I personally use a service called MediShare. You don't have to use that one because there are many options to choose from, but I'll put a link below. I pay under $140 a month for myself, and I've used the service. They were able to either get me a discount, reimburse, or cover a decent portion of my medical care. Make sure you have that in place so your financial plans aren't thwarted again by huge medical bills and tons of medical debt. The next thing I want you to do is get a solid plan in place for increasing your income sources. So for some of you, that might be investing in real estate, picking up a side gig, getting like consulting work, or starting a business. There's so many ways you can make extra money online. I'm not going to belabor that point because there are a lot of things you can do, but start thinking about that now. Don't wait till you're 60 or 70 to say, oh no, I need money. And then you have to be like a greeter at Walmart, which no shade to that because it's still a way to make money, but you don't want to have to resort to that if you don't have to. So it's a great time to start exploring additional sources of income right now. I'm going to point you towards another free resource that I'll link below. And it's basically talking about all these different creative ways. I think it's like 17 or 18 creative ways to be a homeowner or own property or something like that. And there are going to be ideas in there to help you invest in real estate, starting with little to no money. It's a really great guide, and I want you guys to click on it and nab it for yourself so you can explore real estate as another source of income. The next thing I want you to do is to heavily consider geo arbitrage in your financial independence plan. So what that means is if you're earning in dollars, consider moving to a location where either the cost of living is low, still in dollars, so maybe you'll move to somewhere like in Kansas or Oklahoma or something like that. But it could also mean going someplace where the dollar is really strong. That might be Latin America, South America. It could be someplace in Southeast Asia where you can get properties that are pretty inexpensive. And let's say you only have like $50, $60, $70, $80,000 to your name. You can go someplace like Panama, Dominican Republic, plenty of other countries where you can buy a property and you never have to worry about having a mortgage again. Again, this is a really major life decision, so I would definitely do research, but it should be a strong consideration. I'll say for me personally, that's one of the reasons that I moved to Puerto Rico. My cost of living is lower for certain things, including housing. I'm also under contract to get a very inexpensive condo built in the Dominican Republic as a backup plan, and I plan to add more international properties to my portfolio for fun and travel, but also as my financial independence plan. And the next thing I want you to do is, again, this one may sound abstract or a little hope, but I simply want you just to remain hopeful, keep the faith, and keep going. So I want to point you to another resource that can help you with that. And it's essentially an encouraging story about how I've been able to buy more real estate, even just a few years out of a divorce where, again, I decided not to take what was due to me and had a lot of financial obstacles and issues come up, but I was still able to invest in real estate and rewrite my story. The name of that book is called Real Estate by Faith, and I'll put a link to that below. And maybe you're not interested in real estate. Maybe you don't want to do the exact same things I did, like moving to another country. But the idea is that you can rewrite your story. You can be the captain of your own ship. But the key is you keep going, you keep iterating, and you make up in your mind that you're not going to give up. So hopefully these tips were helpful. Let me know if you have any other tips if you're in the same situation. Comment below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And I really want to thank you and let you know I appreciate you for your viewership and your support. And I'll catch you in the next video.